Hey everyone, I'm so glad you're here. Today's video is going to be a little bit different from what I do on my typical videos. We are going to explore 3 Portuguese folklore stories and I'm going to illustrate each one. So the original idea for this video was going to be a simple paint with me, just the outside noise and me painting, but I thought that would be, or that could be, a little bit boring. So why not explore and learn some of my own Portuguese folklore, try to explore it in my art and share it with you as well. I thought it would be interesting, so we're gonna take on 3. The first one is Senhora das Lapas. I already knew about this one, so it's kind of exciting to try and illustrate it with my own style. The second one, and let me read it because I don't want to get it wrong, because I always forget the first word. It's Caretos de Podence. I'm not going to say anything about it, I'm just going to tell you the titles of the stories and basically just move on to explaining to you the stories as I paint. And the third and the last one is Festa das Maias. So we're going to explore the 3 stories and I'll paint the 3 illustrations as an exercise for me as well. And then in the end, maybe I'll just show you the final result of the illustration so that you can see clearly. So let's get right into it. Senhora das Lapas is a sanctuary carved into the rocks of Portugal, where faith and nature meet in a deep, ancient connection. While today it is dedicated to the Virgin Mary, the site likely has pagan origins, linked to earth worship and reverence for sacred caves, common in Celtic and pre-Christian traditions. These caves were seen as portals to the underworld or places of healing. The annual pilgrimage and candlelit processions echo old rites honoring the feminine divine and the power of the natural world, blending Christian and Celtic spiritualities in a unique, living tradition. Caretos de Podence are masked figures who appear during Carnival in northern Portugal, a celebration with roots that trace back to ancient pagan rituals, marking the end of winter and the coming of spring. Their colorful costumes, rattling bells, and wild, energetic dances reflect Celtic customs meant to chase away evil spirits and awaken the earth's fertility. One important part of the tradition is the caretos, seeking out girls to dance with while shaking their rattles. The anonymity of their masks connects to the idea of transformation and renewal, key themes in Celtic lore. Younger followers, known as facanitos, carry on these rites, preserving a living link to a time when humans celebrated the cycles of nature through playful chaos and disguise. Festa das Maias, celebrated on May Day, is a vibrant spring festival deeply rooted in ancient Celtic and pagan customs honoring nature's rebirth. The festival's name comes from the Maias, flower garlands made of broom blossoms offered to the sun as symbols of fertility and growth. During the celebrations, people decorate their homes with flowers and branches, especially broom flowers, which symbolize fertility and growth. This festival celebrates the sacred power of renewal, connecting modern communities to the rhythms of the earth and the spiritual legacy of their Celtic ancestors. So let's take a look at the final results of this experience. I have it right here, and I'm gonna start with my least favorite, which is the Podence boys tradition. So let me just put the other ones here. So this is the illustration I did, yeah, based on what is the tradition. So they use these kinds of colorful outfits and they run around the village with their bells, and they're supposed to like pick single girls to dance with them. And they look like this in the village. So I thought it was funny. The picture I chose, the face was in the shadow, so you couldn't really see like the metallic red that they use, but they have this mask, like this really red brownish mask that they use, and it can be in metal, but it can also be in wood, I read. So this story that I told you, I had no idea that it happened in northern Portugal. I didn't know it, but it happens during the carnival. So yeah, this is my least favorite, mainly because it's not really centered in the paper. That annoyed me, but I just kept going because I was like, let's just go for it. It's supposed to be a simple exercise, so I'm just explaining why it's a little bit off. And it's just like the outfit in general, I don't think it's that appealing. It's more like funny, but I wanted to do it anyway because I thought it was a good exercise. I am happy with it because I think it gives you a good idea of what they looked like and what they're supposed to be doing, just running around being mischievous. Had to close the window because you couldn't hear ducks and birds anymore. You just heard people doing construction work. So I closed the window. I hope you can't hear it again. But this is the one related to Festa das Maias. Yeah, so this is related to Festa das Maias, and I think the yellow in the flowers, maybe it doesn't stand out because of the door, but I actually think it's a really cute illustration. I liked it a lot. The door is like enveloped in stone. It's like this typical old door. And in the tradition, you put gestas, which is kind of like the name of the flowers, and you put them around doors. You make flower crowns, and you're just celebrating fertility and spring. So I really liked that I found a picture of an old door, so I just used that as a reference and then put the flower. I think it's quite simple, but it worked out. I think it's cute. So yeah, that's my second one. And the last one, it's for Senhora das Lapas, and I think it's really different from maybe what people would be expecting. I don't know, it's just what I wanted to do. This kind of looks like her hair, but it's not supposed to be hair. It's supposed to be like this big, not a shroud because it's not really covering her face, but like something that she hovers, and she's like hovering. And I thought that would be cool to like represent the cave that it's supposed to be, where the sanctuary is, and just her hovering and waiting and filled with nature and flowers around her. Again, the idea was to be simple illustrations, and I think I nailed the simple part. So yeah, this one is probably my favorite because she looks kind of ethereal or like mystical, I don't know, but I think it's cute. So I like them. I really like the green color on this illustration. I think it worked out pretty well. Yeah. Overall, I think this was an interesting exercise for me, which was to try and read the story and illustrate it, so try to imagine it visually. One thing that I notice in like my behavior in general is, especially when I'm reading books, I have a very good visual demonstration, or like a visual idea of what a character might look like or what the setting looks like. It's kind of easy for me to see it in my head, but then to illustrate it, it's completely different, and I kind of struggle with it, which is funny because I like to illustrate and paint, but I kind of struggle with the ideal image that I have in my brain and then put it in the paper. Maybe it's common and natural, but it is really hard for me. So I had this idea of, for example, the lady. I had this very like good idea of what I wanted, and even though I'm satisfied, it's not exactly what I had in mind, even though it was so clear to me. I guess I struggle to just put it on paper. Do you, like, when you paint, do you paint and do you struggle with this as well? It's like normal, and I shouldn't dwell on it too much, but yeah, I do find that I struggle a little bit to get those ideas out of my head into a real painting or a real illustration. But that's what this exercise is really meant to do. One, we got to know some Portuguese folklore, which is always good to learn new things, and two, it makes me exercise this part of like art, which is you're visualizing something and now you want to put it on paper, and sometimes it sounds easy, but other times it's not that easy. So yeah, especially with the boys' costume, that was challenging because I had to really trust the process, because as I was painting it, I was like, this looks so ridiculous, and obviously the outfit is not like super aesthetic, so when you're trying to paint, at least for me, it's not super aesthetic, so when you're trying to paint it, it's never going to completely satisfy me because I don't like the colors combination. The color combination goes way out of what is my typical color combination, so maybe that's why I struggled a little bit with enjoying the painting. But nevertheless, I think it was really good. I might do this with not only just Portuguese folklore, but folklore in general, and try different styles of painting them, maybe just with graffiti, or I did these ones with watercolor, and I also used color pencils to give it some texture. So maybe with gouache it would look good as well, different folklore stories. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting exercise. I hope that you enjoyed listening to a short tell of these stories. I hope that you enjoyed the illustrations, and it's the end of the video, and I will see you in the next one.